Imagine this. It's a crisp autumn morning in Paris, October 19th, 2025. Crowds are gathering at the Louvre, one of the most famous and supposedly secure museums in the world. But amidst the tourists and art lovers, a brazen plan is unfolding in broad daylight. This isn't a Hollywood movie. It's the story of one of the most audacious heists in modern history. Disguised as ordinary construction workers, a team of thieves pulls up to the museum with a truck-mounted lift. It's a common sight in a city always under repair, so no one bats an eye. But their target isn't a faulty facade. It's the second-floor balcony of the legendary Galerie d'Apollon, the dazzling hall that houses the French crown jewels. While visitors below are snapping photos of the pyramid, the thieves are hoisted up to a window. They force it open, and just like that, they're inside. The clock is ticking. They have mere minutes. They move with military precision, shattering the reinforced glass cases that have protected these priceless artifacts for generations. Their hands are swift as they grab 8 of the most valuable pieces, stunning Napoleonic and royal jewels, glittering with emeralds and diamonds. These aren't just ornaments. They are irreplaceable symbols of French history and culture. The total value, a staggering figure estimated between 88 million euros and over $100 million. But their cultural worth, absolutely priceless. The entire operation inside the museum takes less than 4 minutes. 4 minutes to snatch a nation's heritage. The full heist, from arrival to escape, is over in under 8 minutes. They slip back out the window, descend on the lift, and then, in a final act of audacity, they ditch the truck and leap onto waiting motorbikes. They weave through the bewildered crowds and past unarmed security guards, melting into the Paris traffic before anyone can fully comprehend what has just happened. Now, you're probably thinking, what about the alarms? The cameras, the world-class security. Well, this is where the story takes a troubling turn. Alarms did go off. The system worked, technically, but a series of catastrophic failures created the perfect window of opportunity for the thieves. There were critical delays in the security monitoring room. Staff didn't react fast enough. Worse still, the museum's fortress-like exterior had glaring blind spots. Insufficient camera coverage outside meant that the thieves' approach and escape were not properly recorded or tracked in real time. The coordination between the Louvre's internal security team and the Parisian police was shockingly slow. By the time a coherent response was mounted, the robbers were long gone. It was a textbook case of exploiting predictable gaps. The criminals had clearly done their homework, knowing exactly where the weaknesses were, the blind spots in the surveillance, the time it would take for guards to respond, and the protocols that would slow everything down. In their haste, they even dropped one of the stolen pieces near the scene, a small clue in a chaotic puzzle. The aftermath was immediate and intense. The Louvre, a symbol of national pride, was forced to close its doors and evacuate thousands of visitors. The mood shifted from wonder to disbelief. French authorities launched a massive investigation, deploying over 100 investigators to hunt down the culprits. They swarmed the crime scene, collecting fingerprints, DNA, and every scrap of video evidence they could find. The pressure was on. Within days, the investigation yielded results. A series of arrests were made across the country. Suspects linked to both the planning and the execution of the heist were taken into custody. Some caught as they were trying to flee France. It became clear this wasn't the work of petty criminals. It was a highly organized network that had meticulously planned every detail. The incident sent shockwaves through the French government and the entire cultural world. The Louvre's management faced intense scrutiny. Questions were fired in parliamentary hearings. How could this happen? Why were long-standing recommendations for security upgrades, like reinforcing external surveillance, ignored? The museum was accused of having outdated equipment and a complacent attitude towards security. In a desperate move to prevent further losses, the remaining precious jewels were secretly transferred to the ultra-secure vaults of the Bank of France. This heist sparked a fierce national debate. It challenged the very assumption that our greatest cultural treasures are safe. It exposed the vulnerability of institutions we believe to be impenetrable and raised uncomfortable questions about the real value we place on protecting our shared heritage. Were museums becoming too focused on visitor numbers and not enough on their fundamental duty of preservation? Investigators are still working tirelessly to piece everything together. They're trying to recover the stolen jewels, which may have already been broken down. Their precious stones sold off separately on the black market, erasing their historical identity forever. A key question remains. Did the thieves have inside help? Was there a mole within the Louvre's staff who provided crucial information? Or did they simply exploit security audits and public knowledge to map out their attack? The 2025 Louvre heist serves as a chilling wake-up call. It demonstrates how a determined and intelligent criminal organization can exploit systemic failures to achieve the unthinkable. They didn't need to bypass laser grids or perform acrobatic feats. They used a simple construction lift, a deep understanding of the museum's procedural weaknesses, and an incredible amount of nerve. They turned the museum's own routines and blind spots against it, pulling off a daylight robbery that will be studied by security experts and crime historians for decades to come. The story is far from over. As the investigation continues, more details will surely emerge about the network behind this incredible theft and the fate of Napoleon's lost jewels. It's a stark reminder that the battle to protect our cultural heritage is ongoing, and the threat can come from the most unexpected places. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next dive into history's most compelling events. See you next time.